What? All right, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Average Money Works. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time on the channel, what I'm doing is taking $2,100 and using it to create extra income to reach my financial goals, pay off my debt, reach financial freedom, and using the stock market to demonstrate how you can use it and the different ways you can use the stock market to create passive income and help get to your financial goals a lot faster. So, before we begin, none of this is advice, none of this is a recommendation. This is just me documenting my own progress with my own money for my own results. If you do plan on investing in the stock market, please do it at your own risk. And if you have not yet got into the market yet and you're looking to start, there's a link down below. Make sure you click that link and you'll get a free stock. So basically free money just for signing up. So make sure you guys click that link to do that. Right here is my account. This is where I'm at right now. It looks like I'm down a lot today, but it's really only $3.28, so not too crazy. Over here are my long-term positions. So I'm in Apple, United Health, T is for AT&T, DraftKings, and then Bitcoin. So as you can see, my AT&T is down quite significantly, but I look at this as a good time to buy one more share, and then I'll reach my 10% threshold for how much I should be in one position. So 10% would be about $200 worth. So you shouldn't have more than 10% of one company in your stock portfolio. Otherwise, you have a little bit too much. So right now, I am at $183. Well, I'm $171 in right now because it's down. So buying one right now would be a good opportunity for me personally. And if I go to their chart real quick, this is just how I kind of determine when is a good time to get in or get out. It did hit this line right here, so it's kind of at the bottom and jumped up. So if it goes down some more, it could go down here. But this is a long-term position, so I'm not looking to sell. And if it continues to drop, that just means better opportunities to buy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spend $28.64 to buy one more share of AT&T. So let me go ahead and do that right now. There we go. So I have 7 shares now. So what that means is when they do their dividend payment, which is going to come up in February, I'm going to get 7 times 52 cents because the way that their dividend is set up, you get about 52 cents every quarter. So I'll get about $3.64 in February just for owning 7 shares of AT&T. So this is my dividend stock, and I'm holding this basically forever so I can get paid dividends, passive income, don't have to worry about it, so don't have to look at it or anything like that. So that's the one position I'm going to make today. Today's Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas to everyone. So here's my Apple position, and I'm up $3.60. And then if you guys have been following along, my entire $42 position in Apple is all money that I made from the stock market, so I didn't actually spend my own money to get into any position in Apple. But what I want to do right now is show you guys what a leap option is and a debit spread. So we did a credit spread on AMD, and basically what we did was we took $100 of our own money to make $20. So we got paid $20 up front, and because we did that, we really only risked $80 to make 20. So we risked more money that we could profit from. So when you do a debit spread, it's basically the opposite. So if I go to trade Apple, I'm going to go to over a year. So a leap option is an option that doesn't expire for at least 6 months. So what people will do is instead of buying shares and holding shares long term, they'll buy options and they'll hold options for a long time. So let's say I wanted to buy 100 shares of Apple right now and hold it for a year. I'd have to spend $13,170 to buy 100 shares of Apple. I obviously don't have $13,000. So what people will do with options is they'll buy this option and basically look at it as a long-term investment. Like buying, it's the same thing essentially as buying shares, but now I'd only have to spend $2,150. So going from 13,000 to 2,000 is a huge difference, and you basically hold this for a while, and you just try to make money that way. If you don't have $2,100 and you want to get into leap options, then what you would do is a credit or a debit spread. So what you do is with AMD, we sold the expensive one and then we bought the cheaper one, so that gave us a credit because what we sold was higher than what we paid for. Debit spread is the opposite. So now what we're going to do is buy the expensive one, sell the cheaper one. So right now it will cost me $220. So we went from 13,000 to 2,000, now to 200. And what this does is we spend this amount, so about $200 to $220, and we're giving us a chance to make 300. So now we're spending less to make more. So once you have an idea of the stock market and the stocks that you're into and the movements. So if I go to Apple, the reason why I want to do this on Apple is because this is their long-term chart. So every candle represents a day, and as you can see, it goes up, and it has been up at that 140 area. So I'm looking for it to pass that. And if I go into an even longer time frame, that's all Apple does is go up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just following this trend line right here, and basically I'm expecting it to continue this trend and keep going up. This is July 26, 2021. So my option won't expire until 2022. So I have plenty of time for it to reach that price. And really I'm only looking to double my money. So once it hits 400, the difference between these two strike prices, that's when I'm going to plan on selling it. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and buy this right now. Hopefully I get filled at 215. And where I got the 300 from is the difference between these two strike prices. So if I do this math real quick, 135 and 130 minus 130. So 5 is the most that I can possibly make. And remember, all of these is 100. You have to multiply everything by 100 because we're dealing with 100 shares at a time. So the most that I can make is $500. But because I'm spending $215 for it, the most that I can really make is $285 because I spent $215. So for me personally, I'm going to get out when I doubled my money. So 215 times 2. Once this option is about 400, what's that? Once the difference between the two strike prices is about 432, and that's how much the spread costs, I'm going to look to sell it, basically doubling my money, and I have an entire year to get that done. So plenty of time, and the way Apple looks, it looks like that's a very safe investment. So as long as you're confident in what you're doing and it looks safe to you, and you are very confident in what you're doing, you have goals, you have target areas, it's okay to get into a place. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this now before it continues to go up. And let's see if this fills. So there we go. I got filled on my debit spread. Perfect. Didn't have to waste too much time. All right, cool. So here's my debit spread. So let's say I didn't want to do this anymore. I wanted to close it. The spread is still 220. So excuse me. So if I wanted to sell this right now, I would get my 220 back. So just because I spent $220 doesn't mean that the 220 is gone forever. I can still get it back just by closing it. So it's real easy, real simple. So if you want to put $200 in, but you don't really want to lose more than 100, then if this thing goes down to $1, you can sell it. And then you use $200 and you only lost 100. So that's kind of like risk management. So if it goes in the opposite direction and you're uncomfortable with the position and you rather just get out than lose more money, you can do it that way. Get out early, save the money that you have and use that money for a different play. But I'm going to hold these for the long term. So we'll see where this goes within the next couple of months. I'm definitely expecting Apple to be above 135 soon because it's at 131 right now and it's going along this trend. It's been above 135 before. So, and it's Apple, so I'm really confident in this position. And that's just another way of getting into a stock without actually buying the shares. So, we'll see where this goes. Let me put this in my spreadsheet real quick. All right, so it's a new week. We didn't really do anything at all this week in the stock market, so we're not going to withdraw any money this week, so my account's basically going to be flat. What am I putting here? And we did a debit spread. It's a debit call spread. So if it's a debit call spread, you're expecting it to go up. If it's a debit put spread, you're expecting it to go down. So today is the 24th of December. We just bought one contract. It expires on January, what? January 21st, 2022. Perfect. So this is definitely a long term. So if you wanted to do a leap option, that's how leap options work, but you wouldn't sell, you'd only buy. And then you just sell it once the contract goes up. And when you only have one contract, you don't put a limit on how much you can make. So if you have the capital, it's better to just buy options and hold it for the long term. Actually, if you have the capital, it's better to sell options because you're just getting paid. But if you're a riskier investor and you're confident, like I said, in this movement, and you're pretty sure Apple's going to go up in the long term, you can just sell the option, or buy the option, and basically not look at it for a while. So we got 2022, so we got mad time on this. Let me see if I just want to be able to see the whole thing. All right, so strike price was 130 to 135, and we paid 220 for it. Oh shoot. There we go. All right, so this is going to be a super long term, and we're basically looking to double this price. So when the spread becomes 400 something, we go ahead and we're going to sell it. So this is probably going to be out here. We're probably going to have this for most of 2021. So we'll keep an eye on that. So if you guys have any questions on debit spreads, credit spreads, selling options, buying options, leap options, long term, anything in the stock market related, leave a comment down below. I'll answer that in the comments, or I'll answer that in another video. Otherwise, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.